Hello, my name is Alice Kuntz.
And I'm Suzanne Rogers.
And we're here to teach you about a beginner's guide to Twitter for educators.
We have created a Google folder that we will share with everybody, and all you have to do is snap a shot of this QR code and it'll lead you right to the folder, which we're always updating.
So you're probably wondering, what is Twitter? Why should I use it? And what are all these words you're talking about? So we have a 60-second video here to show you what Twitter is.
Twitter in 60 seconds. Ready? Let's say there's you and someone else. If they follow you, then they read your tweets. Similarly, if you follow them, you see their tweets. And if you don't like them very much, you can always unfollow them. You have 140 characters. That includes all of your URLs. If you want to talk to or about someone, you basically reply to or mention them. In a reply, you refer to them in the beginning of your tweet. In a mention, you refer to them anywhere else. Remember that where you put their username will determine who else can see that tweet. Retweets are forwarded tweets. Basically, if you like something that someone else has said, you can share it with all of your followers by retweeting it. Don't worry, the original tweeter will get credit. Use direct messages when you don't really want to broadcast all of your personal information to the entire Twitterverse. Keep in mind, however, that only people who follow you can receive your direct messages. Twitter in 60 seconds is brought to you by Scooter.org.
So you probably are wondering now, how do I get started on Twitter?
This is your time to take out your mobile device or your laptop or your tablet, and you can follow along as we guide you through it.
Okay, so you'll want to go to twitter.com.
And there you're going to create your free account. Make sure that you use your real name. In many places along the internet, we use usernames or we kind of disguise ourselves. Twitter you will be using as your actual person. If you're going to use it specifically as a teacher and you don't plan to use any personal tweets or things like that, then you might go ahead and use your teacher name, like Mrs. Kuntz, 4th grade, or something like that.
Absolutely. Since we're professionals, we want to be seen as professionals when we're on Twitter. You'll also need to create a password that you will remember. And I would encourage you to perhaps use your educational password. That way you remember when you put it in, I am a professional.
Also, we do not like eggs. When you first sign up with Twitter, you will be given a little egg as your picture. When you're an egg, other people make fun of you. You need to make sure that you choose a professional headshot or a picture that represents your classroom. Maybe a book if you're an English teacher. Or if you have a theme in your classroom, such as ladybugs or foxes. Those are great choices as well.
Okay, and then you also want to complete that short biography that people will go to your page and then your profile, and they can learn a little bit more about you. Feel free to include some fairly private information, maybe what kind of an educator you are and what you're interested in, and if you have some hobbies that might tie in as well.
Be sure that when you do that, if you're going to tag your school in it, that you do put a disclaimer saying that all views, posts, and tweets are your own, and they are not a reflection of the organization for which you work.
Okay, now is an important time to begin to follow other educators. So how do you find them?
Well, there are some great hashtags and lists and ats, and let's explain the lingo of Twitter so that you can figure out what it is we're talking about.